You've talked to us a lot about how last offseason sort of, built the foundation for the year that you had. So is it simply a matter for you this year of kind of just replicating that same formula, or do you still try to add different things to your offseason this year?
I want to be the best, man. You all know my goals. I want to be the best left tackle, so I'm always trying to find new ways to improve my game and new things to do to benefit me on and off the field. So I'm going to continue to do a lot of the same things. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to hit the weight room hard. I'm going to, do a lot of field stuff, still have my wife line up with me and do my sets. But whatever I can do, man. I had a great year. I feel like I did. I just got to build off of it and continue to, hold that left side down for many years to come here.
Hey, Garett, I have two for you. The first one is, with the sacks after the Tampa and Pittsburgh games went way down for the rest of the year, what was the key for that, for your group of five in that regard?
Oh, man, like I said, we wanted to be the best O-line. That's what Coach Munchak drills us to be. And I feel like everyone on the O-line took it upon ourselves to get better. I know Coach had a lot of his issues early on in his year, but, he finished strong. And, he leads our O-line. He's the center. He calls out the points and does the things. So, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of Dalton. He's came a long way. So it's just so much fun playing next to him and what he does. And Graham and Elijah and what Dot did. And when Calvin came in, what he did, and Austin, everyone. We all took it upon ourselves to be the best. We had a lot. Like I said, we left our pride at the door. And I think that was the biggest thing from the last couple of years to now, was that pride. And once we did that, we just became a family in there. And we loved each other. And we text each other all the time. We hung out with each other when we could. Every time we did that, I just feel like that just builds something special. And we got to build on top of that coming into this offseason. Everyone's got to take it upon ourselves to fix the little things. And when we do that, the sky's the limit for our room.
And secondly, have you been in contact at all this season with Juwan James? And if so, how easily can he fit back into that room if he does come back?
I've talked to him here now and then. But at the same time, he knows what he has to do to get back into the room, and he knows what he has to do to earn our trust back. But at the same time, we're going to open up our arms and love him and take care of him. But at the same time, he has a lot of work to do to get to where he needs to be, and I know he'll do that.
Thanks.
Hey, Garett, as you sit here today, what gives you confidence that a year from now you'll be preparing for a playoff game instead of an off season?
Man, I've been dreaming and hoping that we get to the playoffs, man. This organization's a special organization. We dominated AFC West for many years, and that's what I told the team when we closed out yesterday is, we're gonna stand up, we're gonna fight, and that's what we have to do. We got to take down the Chiefs, we got to take down the Raiders. I feel like we have the Chargers under control, but at the same time, we got to just continue to put points on the board. I think our defense is getting better and better every game. Now it's up to us to put points. We got to score more than 30 points. That's just what it is. You look at all the teams in the AFC that are in the playoffs, they're scoring 30-plus points a game. So we got to take it upon ourselves. We got to get better in our leadership. We got to get better on, our culture of this offense and finding our identity. And once we do that, I feel like this team's going to take off like a rocket, and it's going to be really hard to beat us.
Hey, Garett, now that the season's over, do you take a step back and just look at what this year's been like, all the ups and downs for you, and then look to the future of how much easier it can be for you when everything's a little more steady?
Sure. When I go to Mexico tomorrow with my family, I'll definitely reflect off all the ups and downs of this season for sure. But at the same time, man, it's been a crazy year for sure. And it's a year that I'll always remember. It's a year that I'll tell my kids about. I played in the pandemic and had to wear a mask and social distance and wear this little tracker around and do all these crazy things that we had to do to get a paycheck. Because, unfortunately, there's so many people out in the world that haven't gotten a paycheck, that have lost jobs. So I was very fortunate to be able to hold my job and continue to play the game that I love. So, but yeah, there'll be a time I'll reflect. But at the same time, I'm going to take this month off and really reflect and let my body heal and then get right back to business and come in with, and eager to win and to get to the playoffs and try to lead this offense as much as I can.
Garett, congrats on your season. Hopefully it ends with an all-pro honor, which you've earned. You've had the weird issue of, since your time here, I think you've had 10 starting quarterbacks, this carousel. How much can continuity at quarterback and coordinator help this offensive line and this offense grow as you look for that big jump in scoring?
Man, that's a good question. I feel like Drew's right there, to be honest with you. I feel like he's a competitor. I think he's going to learn from his mistakes and do the things, he's very similar to what happened to Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills. It took him a couple years to figure out things, and now he's balling and took his team to the playoffs. But we got to keep our OC around. Going from one OC to another, that's not good for any of us just because we're going through, a progression stage of trying to figure out, who's going to be here, or, you get comfortable with an offense. Halfway through the year, you start rolling. And then all of a sudden he leaves and we got started all over again. So I love Coach Shermer. I think he's a great OC. I think he can take us to where we need to be. And I'm looking forward to, the many memories we're going to have with him. I think he's got to the point where he figured out our identity late in the season. We didn't have the OTAs or preseason to really dig in and really figure out who we are as an offense. And that's one thing that, I think that we got to do better on is finding our identity and really trying to figure out what playmakers can do here and what plays we can run and to, open up our playbook and really figure out who's good at things. So once we do that, I feel like our O-line is solid. I know that makes Drew comfortable back there. So the more that we do that, Drew can, do what he has to do. And, it is what it is, man. I think we can just go throughout this offseason and really figure out what's important and really focus on the little things. And once we do that, like I said, our offense is going to take off and we're going to do what we have to do.
Final two, George and Brandon.
Yeah, Garett, I know you've focused a lot on improving yourself on the field, but do you feel like you've become more of a leader for this young group? And going into the offseason, being locked in as a Bronco going forward, is that something that's going to be a priority, is building on your leadership?
For sure. That's something that I feel like I'm a leader, but at the same time, there's a lot of things I got to do better as a leader as well. This last couple of years, I don't think I was in that, state of mind or the way that I was playing to call myself a leader. But I feel like now that I finished out a season and did exactly what I needed to do to make this organization trust me, I feel like I'm going to slowly get the things I need and just, the leadership qualities. But to be a leader, I don't take that lightly because that's guys that trust you and believe in you. And so the more guys that trust and believe in you, the more you can talk and you can do things. So I love this team. Like I told the team yesterday when I closed out, I'll ride and die for this team. I love all my teammates. I love everyone in this organization. They all play a special part in my life. And I'm just looking forward to the memories. But at the same time, I'm going to do whatever I can to focus and to really dial it in and just be that silent leader. That service leader that I am, serve my teammates and speak when I need to speak. I just feel like, once we find who our leaders are and continue to do that, this team's going to take off. And I'm just going to do everything I can to lead my team, to continue to hold down that left side with me and Dawn. And I'll let everyone out and let my play do the talking.
Garett, how I guess challenging is it for you to balance having the best year of your career by a long shot and maybe a potential All-Pro nod with a tough year record-wise, because you always talk about team goals first, and then adding to the continuity question, having Mike Munchak back for likely a third year, how big will that be for you personally?
Speaking of, I see that game in your background, and I wish I'm super jealous of that old school arcade game. Yeah. But anyways, having Coach Munchak back is huge. I think, having him for 2 years, I think guys understand who he is and what he wants us, as five guys up there doing one thing. And that's just, going out there and being physical and marking our territory. I think that's just how he played the game when he played. And he's a phenomenal coach. He coaches in a way that everyone loves, and he knows how to get to every single person. Every person learns differently and plays differently. So how he can do that to so many guys in the room and bring us all into one unit is pretty special of a man that he is. What was your other question again? Sorry.
It was just balancing having by far your best year with a really tough year for the team when considering the high expectations.
Oh man, like I said, it was either I was gonna step up and hit the ball out of the ballpark, or I was just gonna move on from this organization. That's really how I took it. So I had to change. I had to change who I was. I had to change everything about me to have this special season that I thought I had, and and the recognition that one day I'll deserve, that I'll get because of how I'm playing and how I hold myself. But I just got to continue to fight, man. Continue to fight for what is right. it was a difficult year for everybody, not just me, but the coaches, everyone in this organization. It was hard for you guys, not being here and doing your work. You understand that. So, but I'm also thankful for all the people that made this season happen, because, you look at all the other professional sports teams, they had games canceled and things like that. I don't think we had one single game canceled, which was, speaks to the people that were in charge, the doctors and the people that were on top of the COVID-19. So I'm very thankful for all those guys for putting us in a safe environment to play this game we all love and to be a part of, and, to bring peace and love to the world that it needed. That everyone loves football. It's a game that everyone seriously watches. And to bring that back to the people in the United States is just, it's a privilege to play in front of all those people. So I'm thankful that we had this season. I hope this COVID-19 can go away and we can get this vaccines and everything can go so that we can get back to normal. But I'm just grateful and honored to be able to play this game still.